Hey guys, this is Mikey 1800 showing you my what I like to call my Honda Davison. I gotta change my get back whip to a different color now because my bike was blue and white. But guys are asking me about sharing with my secrets on my saddlebag mounts. Real simple, a little bit of redneck engineering and I got it. I use mostly flat bar, just easier for me. You can use whatever you want. On the bottom support here, you could probably go with a round bar if you have any means of bending it pretty easy. I wanted to go with round bar, but what I used, the reason why I went with this was because the metal supply shop I went to has a scrap yard, and I got it for like 40 cents a pound, so it was cheap. It probably cost me a couple bucks. Real easy to bend, but I mounted it to the back peg on the inside. Both of them are mounted to the back peg on the inside, and these things match pretty well to each other too. The only downside here is the bolt stops the back peg from moving, but I don't really care. My wife rides pretty much every time I ride. I ain't that worried about it. I can go back later and probably grind that bolt head or something and weld it in place. That way it could clear it, but I ain't that worried about it. I'd rather be riding it. At this point, it was down for 5 months, so not worried about it. But what I did was I used the original bracket on the inside. When you take your fender off, you have that little cross piece that those bolt into, and then it goes across to the other side. Well, I cut that cross piece out and used it in there. And of course, like guys that talk about on the forum about the 200 millimeter tire, which is what I have on here. It's a Battle Axe BT, what is it? BT020R, whatever. Bridgestone. There you go. 200, which you don't really see it now anyways. It's covered up by the fender. I didn't shave off the little lip on the inside of that bracket. Didn't have to. It hasn't rubbed. Only thing you see on here is my chicken strips. Another thing I did mention too here is I didn't go with stretch bags. I wanted to keep my mobility, and how it's set right now, I have not lost any handling capabilities. I can still lean into turns just as far as I did without the bags, and I didn't really want to lose it. Granted, stretch bags look pretty, look nice, but I was like, screw it, I just want to have the bags, have the look, and still have the ability to corner and everything good. But simple design. Found two common points in here that I could use, and they are gonna kind of stick. One's gonna stick up higher than the other, so you're gonna have to go with two different links to kind of get that angle right. Make sure it sits straight on the bike. I did this all by eyeball. I didn't measure anything. I'm not a well, I do fabricate, but I'm not like an engineer. So I just kind of went with what looked right, tacked it into place, held it in place, looked good enough for me, and went with it. And it came out pretty damn good. If I start measuring stuff, I screw things up worse than if I just eyeball it. So I added those little brackets in there to kind of add a little bit more to the area, and I got some on the inside too. There, I can get a picture of it. Yeah, I got them on the underside too, just to kind of add a little bit more support to those angles. Because otherwise it'd just be a flat joint and I wouldn't trust it. Just a little piece in there. Plus it also helped me run my wires. So that worked out pretty good. My tail lights are just strips, LED strips, with a 1000 ohm resistor on the running light, so it's not it's not real bright. You know, you got your brake light. I don't have my key in there. But it's 1000 ohm. During the day you really can't even see my tail lights, which doesn't matter because during the day they're going to see your bike anyways. It's when you hit the brakes, full 12 volts is going to hit those lights and they're going to come on. And those LED lights are 50/50s, not the 32/28s or whatever the other ones are. Each little guy there's got like 3 little LEDs in it, so they're really bright. But anyways, back to the saddlebag. Bolted it there. Flashlight quit working. Bolted it here, bent it how I wanted it. Welded it there, and of course I have the down support, and then flat bar across the top, man. Real simple. See if I can get the camera to come on, or the flash. Nope. Anyways, And of course, also for my backrests, these you'll see on Amazon. Don't think they look as good as the Harley ones, but whatever. It was 40 bucks on sale, brand new. I kept the original backrest quick release. As you can see right here, this whole pack will come right off, real easy. But I cut that, made my own bracket. So if I ever do get a Harley pack, I should be able to just bolt it right on. And that thing is solid, which is pretty cool. Sometimes it is nice just to throw the pack off and get that cleaner look. Hopefully that answers your questions, man. I'm going to eventually do a dual exhaust. Just going to make my own. Do duals out there. Should sound pretty good. But that's it, man. That's my VTX bagger. Do a short walk around. Got the same seat and everything. Made all that. Of course, I think I put pictures of my French-in license plate. And of course I got my little LED light up there. I put these like little fender trim rubber pieces to keep it from scratching the bag, which is working pretty good. Man, I really need to get a light. I'm gonna pause this for a second and get a flashlight. So I actually use chain for my inner support. A lot of people get a kick out of that. I actually welded chain in there. That was pretty simple. Before I did anything to the fairing, had my bracket made here, and just started lining it up and welding it as I went across. Just tacked it into place until I'm at the bottom. Now I did notice that I needed a lower support because it still kind of wiggles. So I ended up, man, it's horrible. Need better daylight. But it did seem to want to wiggle a lot. So what I ended up doing was making a lower support. Now it's solid as a rock. Had a friend that had a rivet gun. You could rivet in threads. So I riveted threads. Got a piece of round bar here, and then use the other screw, which is that one. Use the other one and use that to tie it in. So now she's solid. It doesn't move. Went with the taller windshield. Did some work. Had a friend buy me a 12-inch windshield, which deflects a lot better wind than that little 4-inch does. Alright, man. Well, that's it. Any other questions, hit me up on the posting here, and I'll do my best. Maybe do another video. I got to get a video of this thing out in the daylight, because this color does no justice till the sunlight hits it. Be a whole different color. Thanks for watching it.